Hi everyone, and welcome to the Pisces March 2022 Illumination reading. This is I'm Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi to all my Pisces. Happy birthday as well. We've finally moved into your wonderful season. Now, this reading here specifically is meant to help you find the meaning in the challenge or challenges you are currently experiencing. And this is all to better help you answer, why am I going through this? What is Spirit, Universe, God trying to get me to unlock about myself so that I can better see my path and purpose and how that can be of service to the greater collective experience? All right, Pisces, so I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start by pulling a card here to take a look at the energy that you are sitting with internally for the month of March. So let's take a look at what all of our Pisces are sitting with. Oh, lovely. So we have the Eight of Pentacles there. Now I'm going to pull a card or cards to take a look at what's going on in your external environment, so outside of yourself. And then we're going to take a look at any challenges or blocks that are coming through as far as getting you to engage this with what's going on internally with your external environment. So we have the King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, and at the bottom we have the Queen of Cups. So this is your why. Now when we think of the Queen of Cups is a beautiful why to be experiencing or to learn about as you go through a challenge. The Queen of Cups is an energy that really speaks to the mother archetype of understanding that feeling of kind of unconditional love for who you are, what fills your cup, and when I say cup, meaning what emotionally fulfills you as a unique individual, as well as understanding that you can share that with others. Now, in your internal energy, you're sitting with the Eight of Pentacles, which I love this energy. This is one of building, it's one of perfecting. It is the sign of someone who is mastering something in the physical. So it looks like all of you are working on something. Now, when we're thinking about pentacles internally, yes, pentacles do tie specifically to the physical aspect of our experience. But when they're happening internally, this is when we're working on something, on mastering something within ourselves. This can look like we are mastering self-control in a certain place. So as an example, let's say you've decided that for this year you are going to maybe master your finances and how to maybe invest a little more wisely and how to save X, Y, and Z. And so you're mastering that. You're mastering that in all aspects of your internal self so that you can externally manifest that. Or maybe this is something where you said, I'm going to master myself and how I come across in a relationship. And so you're doing the same thing. You're mastering all elements of how you speak in a relationship, how you think in a relationship, how you feel in a relationship, and you're manifesting that to be able to externally experience that. Now, in your external environment, we have the King of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, which I think is a great progression here. We're going from the Eight of Pentacles, perfecting something inside, to actually leveling up and realizing that with the Nine of Pentacles, which is when we get a chance to really appreciate the hard work we've put in to mastering something. This can also be a card a little bit of denoting a comfort zone, that we've reached a certain level of independence and we can appreciate it, but we have to take a step outside of this walled garden to be able to fully experience our legacy or the fullest potential of this cycle for us manifesting in the physical. But with the King of Cups coming up, the King of Cups is the spiritual advisor. This is a card that harnesses the energy of Scorpio and really speaks to the power of not only death and transformation to a certain extent, but really speaks to understanding emotional maturity and control and how to live a life that is utilizing your deep emotional center, but in a way that comes across as self-controlled, as understanding. So this would be kind of like when you go to if you were going to seek the advice of a wise sage, that person isn't going to, let's say when you tell them something or you ask their advice on something, isn't going to kind of blab away and have a bunch of, I'd say, emotional ups or downs or extremes. That person's going to sit, they're going to go within, they're going to think, they're going to tap into their intuition, tap into that connection to spirit, and then they're going to provide you with an answer. Now that answer, that whole experience may seem like that person maybe actually almost lacks emotion to a certain extent because they are so at peace with their own emotional stability. But really what they're demonstrating is when we tap into that place of secure emotional maturity, what we can actually do is tap into that wealth of universal knowledge that's always kind of at our disposal. So there's something here in your external environment that really talks to gaining that element of emotional stability and enjoying a level of independence that is coming from what you have been working on internally. And this is all to help you better understand what emotionally fulfills you and to really step into that place of loving yourself so that you can also love another in the same way. Really beautiful energy, Pisces. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull some cards here for us to take a look at what is going on in your, basically what are the blocks that are preventing you from really stepping into this place of kind of becoming that spiritual advisor or stepping into a place of true emotional stability and maturity and this level of appreciating the level of financial or physical independence you are basically working towards. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands. Let's take a look. So the Queen of Wands is in your challenge position. And the Queen of Wands is, I love the Queen of Wands. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Fool, we have the Hierophant, and then we have the Seven of Cups. All right. So let me go ahead here. Okay, let me just sit with this just for just a minute here. Okay, beautiful. All right, so the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a card that I personally love in the tarot. It's a card that allows us to kind of step into that almost supernatural witch type energy of understanding the magic that we have to manifest what we need and want in our external environment through working with our passion and through having faith that we have the ability to produce what basically meet our own needs to a certain extent. Now, when she comes up in the challenge position, this can be when we either A, are not confident in our own magic, or we don't have faith that it's actually going to produce what we want. Or this can actually be too when we're maybe getting a little too much into the showmanship of that we are looking to, instead of just work with our own magic to manifest for ourselves, we are looking to want to gain attention because of that. Now, I don't see any other cards that would maybe tie to that, like let's say the Six of Wands. So really, I feel for you guys, the challenge here with the Queen of Wands is actually stepping up and understanding the magic that you have, that whatever you've been working on internally is directly correlating to this ability to manifest in your external environment. But I think you are still a little, again, there's this lack of confidence or faith that's actually, that your magic wand is actually going to work. Let's put it that way. Because right after that, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is a opportunity provided by the universe. This is a seed to sprout and grow into something new. And what's interesting with the Eight of Coins here and this new opportunity, which is a single coin, we manifest into the Nine of Coins, the Nine of Pentacles. And there's something around here with being given an opportunity. You've been given a gift in some way, whether this could be the gift of maybe a new job or the gift of an idea that you can practically apply. out in the real world, so to speak. Or this could be the gift of many things can be a gift in the practical sense, because when we think of opportunities, there always lies within an opportunity a seed for growth. So in any aspect of your life, there could be a small opportunity that you're being asked to really step up into taking and kind of running with it. But you're being blocked by not wanting to step up into it. This is almost like understanding that what you are being given has a quick growth potential, that she can use her wand to kind of zap it, and suddenly, instead of going through the whole sprouting and grow, like slowly nurturing and growing and waiting for it to mature, it's almost like she can just tap it and allow it to become what it is meant to become. But you almost don't have the faith in that. You don't have the faith that that's what you can do. So there's something kind of here about fast movement. Even though I'm not seeing like the Eight of Wands, that's what I'm seeing in my head. Because at the heart of your reading is the Fool. And the Fool, this is what you're being asked to embrace, to step up into, to allow yourself to basically move into this over here, which is a little bit of independence, emotional maturity, but also I feel kind of, for some of you, actually stepping up into possibly a role or engaging with a role that ties into working from your intuition. So some of you may actually be looking to become tarot card readers or therapists or an advisor in some way, or even stepping up into a higher level of management, but one in which is going to force you to, again, kind of master control over your emotional state. Now, the Fool is one, this is the fresh start card. The Fool is the card that represents the concept, I don't say number, the concept of zero, which harnesses all of the possibilities. It is everything and nothing at the same time. And this is where we kind of enter that universal soup of anything is possible. And everything has always been. I love the Fool card. So it's that beautiful kind of jumping off point, as you can see, where we tap into that faith that it takes to understand our own magic. But this is also where we tap into the faith first in the greater divine design. We tap into that faith to take that leap, to understand that we will have everything needed to catch us and break our fall. And that's what you're being asked to really move forward with, is let go of the past cycle, let go of what you've gone through before. And it's time to embrace this level of faith, to take this opportunity to the next level very quickly, because it's asking you to kind of wipe the slate clean and get back into that faith of self, faith in the magic of self. The Hierophant is the card of basically the rules, both external to us and internal to us, that we follow. These can be externally societal rules, such as governmental rules of where we live. These can be religious rules of what we choose to follow. Internally, these can be the things that we hold ourselves accountable to, the work ethic that we have, the morality structure that we choose to follow. And there's something around here with the Hierophant and the King of Cups. Both lend to an element of spirituality, of spiritual foresight, of understanding, kind of having that deeper level of understanding around what we choose to follow and why, and really kind of almost seeing outside of the box. Because with the Seven of Cups coming up as your last challenge, I think that there is something around, there's a lot of opportunities coming in for you, that somehow this new gift, this little seed, has great potential, and you may almost not know what to do with it. And what you're being asked to really step into with the Fool is to kind of release having to see, okay, where does this have to fit? What can I do with this that's going to emotionally fulfill me? Instead, it's reversing that and realizing that with the King of Cups, and when we think about the Queen of Cups, and this is really what you're mastering here, is the Queen of Cups. what you're learning and gaining insight and meaning around, is understanding that it isn't about trying to figure out where this opportunity is going to fit externally to you to bring you emotional fulfillment. This is realizing that you carry within you the knowledge of what emotionally fulfills you, so you will find that the fool will naturally be guided towards what he likes to do, because that's what it's almost like being a child. Children don't gravitate towards things they don't like to do. They go out to do the things they want to do. And it's almost being asked to kind of step into that energy of you're being asked to step back into understanding your own magic and passion. And that really does kind of have to take us back to us as a child. What initially made us feel good? What did we like to do? What did we naturally gravitate towards? And where perhaps did we maybe push that aside because of the rules of either society, or push that aside because of our own rules that we made for ourselves? There are points in our lives where we make decisions based off of maybe negative experiences we've had, where we're like, well, I guess I'll never try to be artistic again because that just got me nowhere. And in your mind, you've made a rule that equals, I cannot achieve a certain level of financial independence if I choose to focus on my artwork. And there's a rule that you've chosen to follow for yourself. So there's something around really kind of being aware of where you've restricted yourself, where you've chosen to tell yourself on a almost spiritual level, I can't do this, and break through that to face the Seven of Cups, to realize it's not about getting caught up in all of the external opportunities and not knowing which is my cup. The King of Cups, just like the Queen of Cups, holds his cup confidently. He's not sitting here kind of getting lost in all of these cups and not knowing which is his. He confidently knows what is his. Confidently knows what's in his cup. And also, the Queen of Cups does the same. She looks at her cup because she understands the value of it. And we have to understand this unconditional love for ourselves first. This is almost like a little bit of the archetypal father and mother energy. And you're almost being asked to step into the father energy to understand, in a way, the mother archetype energy. Meaning to really get control of your emotional state, to really master that level of serenity and understanding that you hold the potential for your own emotional fulfillment, and that it does not lie outside of yourself. To then understand what you do love and love yourself for that, and allow yourself to step into the faith of your own magic to make use of this pentacle. And again, this is a gift that is playing on what you've already been working on inside of yourself. So this could be something where, like, let's say if we do go back to one of my first examples, let's say this was where you made this commitment to yourself that this year I'm going to really dive deep into getting financial stability, saving, maybe investing, and really focusing on that aspect of my experience, because I really haven't done that up to this point. Then this Ace of Pentacles might be something like you are given the tip or the opportunity to invest in maybe something that has a maybe high rate of return, but you're not quite sure. Now, again, I'm not a financial planner, so please don't run out and go ahead and, invest a bunch of money in something just because. I mean, we always want to do our due diligence, but this could look like that, where you have a friend who has done all of that due diligence and has said, invest in my startup. In a year, we are looking to sell at this level, or we're going to go public, or something like that. And this is now playing off of all the stuff you've been working on. So maybe you have been putting a certain chunk of money aside. You've been watching the markets. You understand maybe this specific industry or field. And you're like, okay, I can confidently understand that I'm going to take this opportunity. But this can't be just off of a whim where you're all over the place emotionally and you're here and you're there. This is where you get a chance to step into more of the fun aspect of this, but from a place of understanding, again, that this is what is part of what fills your cup, that I enjoy being financially stable. this is something I take I get great emotional fulfillment from. It's part of who I am. And it allows me to really step up into this energy here where I can help others. This could even be somebody who actually is able to advise others in a financial capacity. So it's a really interesting, dynamic playing out here. But it all kind of, the crux of it is really having faith in yourself. That if you do make a decision or you commit to something, that you have the ability that you've already been working on here, mastering, you have the ability to take it up to the next level, to kick it up a notch. And then to really hold that love for yourself and all that you're capable of throughout that process. Okay, so Pisces, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go and pull a card now for the concept of, and I'm going to pull these up just a little bit so you have room for the cards below, for the concept of curiosity, courage, and contemplation. And this is where we're going to engage the Triad of Engagement, where we're going to get some help from Spirit to bring what is a very general message into a place that's a little bit more individualized for you. So we're going to take a look at what Spirit would want you as a unique individual to be curious about, so that you can bring some aspect of your experience to your own awareness, or an aspect of your experience that Spirit would like you to be aware of, to the forefront, so that you can harness it as you overcome this challenge. So let's see. So I'm really thinking, here when we're thinking about curiosity and opening ourselves up, I really feel that one of the biggest things to kind of ask yourself as you're going through this month is where have you kind of given up on some aspect of your own magic because it didn't work out in the past? And where now can you, there's another thing coming through here before I turn over this card. There's another thing coming through here that in the past you might have given up, or because of a little bit of an emotional instability where you kind of maybe got really excited about something and then it didn't quite work out right off the bat, that you kind of got really low and then kind of went through these cycles like that you're kind of being asked to be able to step into this element of emotional stability, to keep going. That's really what Spirit's saying here. Keep going. I'm giving you like, it's almost like breadcrumbs. I'm giving you the trail to obtain this beautiful level of independence over here. But you have to be the one to dig deep and carry it through, see it through. And of course, we have Angel of Strength. Number 5, breaking down, or number 50, breaking down to a 5, which is the number of change. So Angel of Strength, yes. You need to have the strength to see this through. You need to have the strength and the faith in yourself. So when we think of the Fool, this is where we start with faith in the universe, and then that comes back to faith in self. Because when we realize that we're supported by the universe and that this is something we're given by God, the divine, however you choose to explain the unexplainable, that we begin to realize, well, there's a reason for that. Because I have my own set of kind of magical tools within me to be able to utilize and nurture and plant this seed to become something that it's meant to and needs to become. And the divine has faith in me to do that, and so I need to have faith in myself that I can. And that takes strength, great strength to understand that. But when we're thinking about the number 5, and this is denotes change, and this is a time of change very clearly for you, but it's not just a time of change, it's a time of growth, and growth is change, but it's change it's looking at change in kind of a different perspective, in that we can often try to hide from change, we can run from change, we can not want to see change because we think it is scary. It's facing the unknown. We're changing from what we currently know to something that we're not quite sure what's going to happen out there. But in reality, if you look at it as growth, it is building on what already is. And that shouldn't be scary. That should be actually kind of exciting and liberating as a thought. So to be curious, where in your experience are you afraid to kind of grow, to take what you've already been working on and kick it up to the next level. And that's going to kind of give you an idea as to where this opportunity needs to be taken advantage of. All right. Oh, I'm going to pull a card. Beautiful. A card for the concept of courage. And this is where Spirit would like you to have the courage to take action. And I think this should be a pretty easy one for you, Pisces. It says, surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Absolutely, just a wonderful message, and I think very clear. I don't really have to explain this one too much. But when we're thinking about having the courage, the strength to take action, sometimes we are afraid of success. That's actually a very real fear, and actually one that I have battled with myself, where we are afraid to kick it up to the next level, because growth means that we're afraid of when we invest in that level, and all of a sudden we go from maybe making X amount of money to suddenly we've hit the 6-figure mark when we've never been there, and we don't know what that's going to look like. We don't know the taxes we're going to have to pay. We don't know the banking structure. We don't know anything about making money over a certain part. That can be scary. Or this could be leveling up in your career, and suddenly you are now the CEO of a company, or even just going from a base level employee to a manager, and suddenly you have a lot more autonomy, and you are now responsible for other people, responsible for maybe being a leader or a advisor to other people. And that can be very scary, that somebody else's experience could hang in the balance of how well you step up into this new growth. So really think about that when you're thinking about this month, when you're taking the small action steps to really take advantage of this new opportunity and to really build on what you've been internally working towards. When you kind of hit that fear point of like, I don't know if I really want to do that, is it because you are afraid of the success that it will bring? And just surrender to it. This is a lovely message of Spirit, just kind of like, it's almost like giving you the shove. Come on. It's like the parent throwing their kid who's afraid to get into the water, just kind of into the pool. And most kids will end up swimming. And there's an element there of this, of like, okay, we've let you practice long enough. Now you got to get out onto the field and show us what you can do. And you're being supported while you're doing it. Okay, now for the final card here, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for the principle of contemplation. And this is really what Spirit would like you to reflect on throughout the month of March, to really kind of underscore this whole message for you, this whole reading. I love it. Oh my God, such a fun reading, Pisces. All right, so we have trust the niggle. It says, what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Yes, there's something deep here. When I look at her, she kind of looks almost like she would be somebody who's a priestess. And that really ties into kind of this level of, spiritual advising. But there's something here around stepping up into that energy of really getting the communication between you and your intuition, you and Spirit, really strong. Because there is something that is an opportunity for you this month. There is something that has come in that this is that kind of jumping off point. This is like walking to the end of the high dive. And that when you hit the water, yeah, it may sting a little, but you also know that high, that feeling of, I did it, when you come up for air after you've jumped off that high dive. And it's that feeling of understanding you are capable. You've taken the swim lessons. You've jumped off a few diving boards already. You understand the lay of the land. Now it's time to really show what you can do. And there is something deep within you that you know what it is. So as you move through the month and you're like, I don't know. No, you do. Trust it. Trust that feeling. When the opportunity comes up and you feel that like, oh, that's That's what's in my cup. That is what would make me feel so great to achieve or to work towards. That's it. All right, Pisces, what a fun reading. I think March is going to be a good one for you. So if you would like to illuminate your own personal spiritual importance and to see how it can be of service to yourself and others, you can click on the link in my description box below to visit my website to book either a personal reading or a one-on-one coaching session. And I will be releasing the mid-month readings around the 15th of the month. And I'm also this month releasing a few videos that are going to really dive deep into the concepts of curiosity, courage, and contemplation, and why I utilize them in my coaching practice to help you engage yourself authentically with your external environment so that we can unlock what is meant to be of service to the greater collective experience. All right, all of my lovely Pisces, have a wonderful birthday month. And if you've already celebrated your birthday in February, happy belated birthday. And I will see you again for the mid-month readings and then moving into April. Oh my goodness, I can hardly believe it. Bye, guys.